So welcome once again. We are basically going to talk about something very important. This is Eid al-Adha, the big festival for Muslims, where animals are slaughtered. This is the time where Muslims are instructed, those who are capable, to slaughter either a camel that's 5 years old, a cow 2 years old, a cow or buffalo 2 years old, and then sheep or goat 1 year old. For sheep, if you don't get a sheep that is a year old, you can use a sheep that is 6 months old. So from 6 months to a year, but for a goat, strictly 1 year. And so this is it. From yesterday, in fact, from Saturday, Sunday, and today, Muslims who are capable can slaughter an animal and consume. And then they divide it. They divide the animal into three. They take one part to friends, and then one part to the poor and the needy. So there's no doubt that across the world today, within this period, is a time where Muslims are going to have a lot of meat at their disposal. They're going to have a lot of meat. So it's a time for eating meat. So I will say Barakah Salah to all Muslims, and I'll urge everyone to enjoy their meat. Yes, as those who are supposed to eat the meat should enjoy the meat. And if you find yourself to be in a situation where you are battling some conditions, you are battling some diseases, then obviously you will have to stay away from it. What am I talking about? If you are battling a condition like ulcer, all types of ulcers, you should stay away from it because it's going to exacerbate your situation. If you are battling cancer, you should stay away from it. If you are battling diabetes, you should stay away from it. So for you, eating meat in this time will not be ideal for you. You have to stay away from meat in its entirety. Yes, although this is the festival of sacrifice for Muslims, when the meat is being consumed, you should be able to control yourself and stay away from the meat. That is if you want to stay strong and healthy. That is what you should do. Now, one thing that normally happens around this time is when people consume meat with soft drinks. When I say soft drinks here, I'm talking about soda. So thank you for watching the video. If you are here, kindly hit the share button so that as many people as possible will see it. If you belong to many groups, don't worry, just share to all the groups that you belong to. This is universal knowledge. This is life-saving information that we are going to share with people. And so I urge you to share the video while we go along. And so, like I started saying, this is a time where people share a lot of meat. You have a lot of meat. In fact, people keep meat for a very long time. There are people who even transport meat from other countries to Ghana. In fact, when people go to Saudi Arabia, when they offer the sacrifice, some fry the meat so dry and then they transport it all the way from that place to this place. And people share meat a lot. People keep meat for months in their refrigerators and all that. And one practice that we know is that people consume the meat with a soft drink. That's what people like doing. People like to eat the meat with a soft drink. Now, how healthy is this practice? That is what I want us to take a look at. How good is this practice that we do? So when I say a soft drink, I'm talking about what the Americans call soda, the carbonated drinks, the energy drinks. These are what we call soft drinks here in Ghana. And so from Coke, Fanta, all these drinks, plenty, paper drinks, sealed drinks in bottles, and all of that. These are all drinks that people like to, take whilst they are eating meat in Ghana. And so there's also this new energy drink craze where we have so many energy drinks on the market that have been loaded with so much sugar than even the carbonated drinks. And people like to eat meat with a chilled soft drink by the side. We need to be very careful what we do. Everything that we do should be inspired by knowledge. We shouldn't just do things anyhow. Everything that we do should be inspired by knowledge so that we will be very deliberate in everything that we do. That aside, when you come to many Zongo communities, there's also what we call the attire, the green tea. The attire is some green tea that we buy and then we boil it. It is boiled with, sometimes they add certain stuff like ginger, they add kanafari, all those things, and then they load it with a lot of sugar. And so the attire is no different from the soft drinks. It's not so different at all. Regardless of whatever they mix with the attire to cook, it is no different from the soft drinks. And there is this article that's in my research. I chanced on this article that was published by Forbes.com. We all know Forbes.com. They have been, very authoritative, and they published a research document. They published a research document or a research study that was published in the journal called BMC Nutrition. So you can Google it, you can search for it. Everything we give you here is based on facts. So search for BMC Nutrition, and that is where you will see a research paper that was published in that particular article. And this article was written by David DeSalvo. David DeSalvo, and then he says that I've put the link to the article in the first comment. So when you check the first comment, you will see the link to this particular article that I'm talking about. It was written by David DeSalvo, and the title is this: "This is why drinking a soda with your big juicy hamburger is a really bad idea." Now, when you go in there, they say that drinking a sugar sweetened drink with a high protein meal primes your body to store more fat, according to a new study. And there is a link to that particular new study for you to read for yourself. So you having I just want to share with you what they wrote in this particular article. Why is it that drinking soda, drinking a soft drink, drinking a sugar sweetened drink like Coke, Fanta, Malt, Storm energy drink, Run energy drink, all these high sugar drinks, drinking them with a high protein meal, in this case meat, chicken, goat, whatever meat it is, if you are taking a soft drink with a high protein meal, it's a very bad idea, according to this particular new study that we're talking about. Now what they are saying is that researchers found that sugary drinks decrease fat oxidation, the process that begins the breakdown of fat molecules. The more protein in the meal, the more fat oxidation decreases. We all know that when you have fat in your body, in fact, there are different ways that the fat is broken down. Okay, when we eat, the food is broken down into glucose. That's the sugar in the food. Okay, the digestion takes place from the mouth to the small intestine. So until the food is broken down into its basic form, that's glucose. The glucose is stored as glycogen, and then whenever the body is in need of glucose, fructose, etc., the liver converts the glycogen back into glucose so that the body can use. And when there is decreased glucose in the system, the body now, or the liver now, breaks down fat into glucose so that we use. Okay, now when you take food that has a high sugar content, when you take these soft drinks, according to the research, with the meat, what happens is that it slows down the oxidation of fat. Basically, it slows down the breakdown of fat. Yes. So what they are saying is that when you do this, it primes your body to store more fat, because if more fat is not being broken down, more fat is not being oxidized to release energy or to help you reduce weight, what's happening is that a lot of the fat is going to remain there. Now, this is what they said. This is what they said. Taking the soft drinks alone is not good. It will let you gain weight. But combining it is even worse, because in the article they said that, for example, a sugary drink with a 15% protein meal decreased fat oxidation by an average of 7.2 grams. With a 30% protein meal, the decrease jumped to 12.6 grams, and so forth. Now, the researchers are saying that we found that about a third of the additional calories provided by the sugar sweetened drinks were not expended. Fat metabolism was reduced. Okay, about a third of the additional sugar that you consume in the soft drink was not used at all. And at the end of the day, it slowed down the metabolism of fat. It slowed down the breaking down or the burning of fat when you take the soft drink. And it took less energy to metabolize the meals, according to the lead, the lead author, or the lead study author, Dr. Shannon Kasperson. This decreased metabolic efficiency may prime the body to store fat. That is what is going to happen. And so when you fry your meat and you want to enjoy it alone. Okay, eat the meat alone. Don't get some chill soft drink by the side, because when you go to the end of the article, the tail end of the article, quoting Dr. Casper, our findings suggest that having a sugar-sweetened drink with a meal impacts both sides of the energy balance equation. On the intake side, the additional energy from the drink did not make people feel more satiated. That's one. That's the first thing I will explain when I'm done reading. Okay, I say on the intake side, the additional energy from the drink did not make people feel more sated. On the expenditure side, the additional calories were not expended and fat oxidation was reduced. The results provide further insight into the potential role of sugar-sweetened drinks, the largest single source of sugar in the American diet in weight gain and obesity. So what they are saying is this: the plenty sugar in the drink will not make you satisfied. You will not feel satisfied. You will not feel full. It will not make you satiated. When you take the soft drinks, you will not feel full. That's one. You will still be hungry. Okay? And then number two, even the sugar that you take, the sugar that people take in the soft drinks, okay, it's not used anyway. The sugar that they take in the soft drinks are not used. Okay? And the consequence is that it slows down fat oxidation, and then it positions the body to store more fat. Now, let me explain something here, and then after this, I'm going to talk about one of the problems that this particular combination causes. But before then, don't think that we are just talking to people who are fat and they want to lose weight. We are not just talking to people who are fat and want to lose weight. Because today, as I speak to you, I know so many people who have stroke who are not fat. I know so many people who have stroke, okay, and they were not fat people. Now, you should know that we have what we call the fatty liver condition, where your liver can store fat. And the fat may not be on the skin, but the fat will make your liver very fat, and you are going to have a very serious problem. So you shouldn't just say that because you are not a fat person, you can eat the meat and it will not cause problems for you. No. The fat that is going to be stored, a good chunk of that fat is going to be stored inside your liver, and you are going to have what we call the fatty liver disease. So when you are taking your meat, please take your meat alone. If you are taking your soft drink, take your soft drink alone. Combining a soft drink with a high protein meal, that's soft drink with meat. They fry the meat for you, then you go and get some attire with plenty sugar and you are eating with it. They fry the meat for you, you are taking it with soda, with soft drink, with some energy drink. You are practically poisoning yourself, and you should be very, very careful about that. Somewhere in the middle, they said something very important about this particular report. Yes. Now, when you eat this meat with the soft drink, this combination that we're talking about, the study also tells us that it raises your appetite for salty food. You begin to crave for salty food, and these salty food are likely to come from unhealthy food sources. So when you take this soft drink with sugar, apart from the fact that the meat today, the way we even slaughter the animals, because time was not on my side, I could not even come to explain the dangers involved in how we slaughter the animals. But the kind of stress we put the animals through, the kind of suffering the animals go through before they die, it leaves them with a lot of stress hormones in their system. And when you slaughter them, these hormones remain in this meat. And when you eat this meat, the hormones are introduced into your body. The chemicals that these animals are given in order for them to be healthy, it remains in the meat, and then you eat them, and then you transfer them into your system. And so the fact that there is meat in abundance everywhere does not mean that you should eat meat all the time, or you should eat all the meat morning, afternoon, evening. Let me tell you once again, in the past, okay, our fathers, our grandfathers, they did not eat meat as much as we eat now. Meat is only eaten during a festive season like this, during a naming ceremony, during a wedding ceremony. After that, that's all. They do not eat meat every day, morning, afternoon, evening, like we always do. And so let us be mindful of this particular act. Let us be mindful of this thing that we do. You frying the meat, or you cooking the meat, or you eating rice with a lot of meat, and then you have a soft drink by your side. It is going to trigger the storing of more and more fat, and you are going to gain weight. So if you are trying to lose weight, you should watch it. There are so many people you meet who are trying to lose weight, and they tell you, yes, I'm trying to lose weight. Can you show me how to lose weight? Meanwhile, they are taking, and when you ask them, how is your food? I say, no, I don't eat much. I even eat like once a day. So they tell you they eat once a day, but what they don't know is that the soft drink they may be taking, and most of the time, people who are fat, people who are obese and they want to lose weight, are people who take a lot of soft drinks. And when you ask them, they actually, some of them will tell you the truth that yes, they take soft drinks. And what they don't know is that soft drinks slow down the oxidation of fat, and it primes your body, it positions your body to store a lot of fat. And so you begin to gain more weight, more and more weight. So if you join this live video, thank you very much for joining. Thank you so much. And then like the video, place a comment down there, and then share the feed for others to also see and benefit from. If you have any comments, put it in the comment section, and then I'll respond to you. If I have to do another video to respond to this, I'll do that. So basically what we talked about today was that do not take soft drinks with high protein food, because it is going to make you gain weight, and it's bad weight that you're going to gain. Don't think that when you are slim and you want to gain weight, you're going to do this combination because it's going to make you gain weight. No, what's going to happen is that you stand the risk of getting fatty liver disease. It's going to leave you with a very bad liver condition. You're going to spend a lot of money trying to treat yourself, and you may not even survive it. So within this festive season, I urge all Muslims, everyone, to stay healthy. After this festive season, stay healthy. Stay away from carbonated drinks. Okay, I will do another video to explain how carbonated drinks, Coke, Fanta, these energy drinks, how they hurt you. And then the meat also. Don't forget, the meat is highly acidic. When you eat it, you need a high amount of acid in order to help to digest the meat. So for those people who are fighting diabetes, for those people who are fighting ulcer, peptic ulcer, stomach ulcer, let me tell you, stay away from the meat. It's not yours. The meat, give it to the poor people. Give it to people who would like to eat it. But for you, if you are fighting the condition, stay away from the meat and save your life. That's the only way you can save your life. If you are battling cancer, yes, this is not the time for you to think about the taste on your tongue. This is the time for you to think about your good health. Stay away from the meat. It is not for you. It is for those who are strong and healthy, and they will not have any reaction to the meat that they are eating. It will not exacerbate their situation. It is for those people. But for those of you who want to stay healthy, those of you who want to get over your condition, then you should do well to stay away from the meat. You can leave your questions and your comments, your contributions in the comment section. Share the feed and let others also benefit from it. You'll be saving a life if you share. This is something that is positive. You share, you save a life. If you have any question, you can send them to me. 0268 558797. 0268 558797. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye. Hit share to save a life. Thanks for watching.